Climate-related catastrophes are expensive, whether they come on suddenly like flood or move slowly like desertification. Finding ways to deliver financial assistance to communities that face damages or losses is necessary. Loss and damage from climate change has been a controversial topic at the United Nations talks over the past decade, mainly because it asks a tough question: who should pay to repair the harm done by planet-warming emissions?
Developed countries have a particular responsibility, and particularly in the pre-2020 period, because of their historical responsibility, because of their legal obligations to developing countries. So this discussion cannot only be about mitigation, it has to be also about support in terms of finance, capacity building, technology transfer.
Following pushback from industrialized countries worried about being forced to pay for the cost of climate change, governments agreed in 2013 to create the Warsaw International Mechanism for Loss and Damage associated with climate change impacts. At the Paris Climate Summit last year, developing countries won a hard-fought battle to secure its existence as part of the new Global Climate Change Accord. But for that to happen, they had to accept a stipulation that the loss and damage provision in the agreement does not involve or provide a basis for any liability or compensation, a demand from the United States, backed by other rich nations. It is the review of this mechanism that has become a sticky point at Marrakesh. Developing countries want the review to happen over the next year and cover the future of the mechanism, while developed countries fear that could trigger new demands over finance. A standing committee has been tasked to work on the definition of finance. This is seen as a good news to observers who over the years have been seeking clarification on the 1 billion roadmap promised by the developed countries. However, these observers are disturbed with some moves by the delegates from the developed countries.
Not acknowledging that adaptation fund will continue and saying that we will not have any discussion about it and we will talk about it next year, we need more time, is really disturbing, and it's really going back on our words which are very much there in the Paris agreements.
Climate impacts are already worsening poverty and hunger around the world. The earlier the negotiators put their differences aside, the better for the world. Ayola Kasim reporting for Channels Television News.